Hi guys, what is going on? Jack from Minifigs, welcome back to the channel, and today we're carrying on our 5 of the best minifigures to buy in 2023, and this is the third part. And stay tuned next week as I'll be doing the 4th and final part to this series, seeing as you all love it so much. And as always guys, if you could do me a favour and hit that like and subscribe button, that'll really help the channel out. And before we get into the video, I better just say that I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice, this is just my personal opinion on 5 fantastic minifigures that I personally think will see a really big increase in value over the next few years. So getting into our video now, and in at our 5th spot we have Cad Bane, and this minifigure featured in the recent Justifier set. And you can buy this version of Cad Bane on the second-hand market for about £30 or $35 or euros. So you can see here that this minifigure isn't exactly the cheapest. And that's because the Justifier Lego set is extremely expensive, sitting at about $150. So it's certainly not a cheap set, but in a way that's actually quite a good thing for this minifigure, because it limits the amount of people that will be able to hoard this minifigure, because the Justifier Lego set has got such a high buy-in price. So when that set does eventually retire, there's going to be very few Cad Banes on the second-hand market. Another thing that goes in this minifigure's favour is the fact that not only is Cad Bane a very popular character in the Star Wars franchise, especially due to all his appearances in the Clone Wars and even the Book of Boba Fett, but also because, in my opinion, this is the best Lego minifigure version of Cad Bane that we've ever had, and I do believe that this is now the 3rd iteration of that character. But Lego have absolutely nailed it. I love the face and torso and leg printing, and then you've even got that little neck piece with the little tubes that go into his face, which is quite a unique thing, makes him really stand out from a lot of other Lego minifigures. So I definitely do think that once the Lego set that he's in does retire, which I do believe is at the end of this year, the Cad Bane minifigure could definitely see a nice increase in value. Moving on now, and into our 4th spot, we have Cyclops. Now this was actually a really odd addition to this list when I was making it, because unlike all the other minifigures on this list and both my other lists that I recently did, this is actually quite an old minifigure. You was able to pick up this minifigure in a Lego set all the way back in 2014. So bearing in mind that he is an old minifigure and that his price is only £20 or $25 or euros depending on where you live, this might seem like quite a cheap minifigure, maybe not even a good investment to some. But there's one reason I put Cyclops on this list, and maybe it's just kind of gone over a lot of other people's heads, but it's the fact that when you think about it, there aren't many Lego X-Men minifigures available. You can only really name a few characters such as Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Deadpool if you want to add him into that list. There's not many, but with the recent news that we're going to be getting a Lego Marvel CMF Series 2 and the fact that there's going to be 3 X-Men characters put into that being Wolverine, Storm and Beast, that might make people want to go and collect a lot of the other X-Men characters, and there's not many of them as I just said. So Cyclops is definitely a minifigure that I personally think that people will definitely try and pick up after they've got those other X-Men characters from the CMF Series 2. And let's be honest, he's not a bad minifigure. Yeah, he is a little bit plain, but I actually quite like that. It gives him that really classic X-Men look, very comic book accurate. So for that reason, I put Cyclops in this list. So that pick is definitely a bit out there, but I don't know. I personally think that he may actually see a fair increase in price. Moving on now to our 3rd spot, we have Ponda Baba. And you can pick him up on the second-hand market, brand new, for about £25 or $30 or 30 euros. And you may recognise this character as he features in the highly recognisable Mos Eisley Cantina Master Builders series. Arguably one of the best Lego Star Wars sets ever made. And with it being part of the Master Builders series, obviously you know that it's going to come with a very high buy-in price. And in the UK, that buy-in price is about £350, so it's an extremely expensive Lego set. But again, if you're looking to invest in minifigures from that Lego set, that is certainly a factor that will go in this minifigure's favour. So few people are going to be picking up that Lego set that once it retires, both the set and the minifigures within that set are going to go through the roof because the supply is just not going to be there. And to be honest, you could pick almost any of the exclusive minifigures from the Mos Eisley Cantina set to invest in. But I personally picked Ponda Baba as he's quite a recognisable character, and he was in arguably one of the most famous scenes in all of Star Wars, where he has that confrontation with Luke and Obi-Wan at the bar at the Mos Eisley Cantina. So he's quite a recognisable character, and also the minifigure itself, well, the headpiece is so unique and it's really cool. And let's be honest, LEGO are likely to never make this minifigure ever again. So it's going to give this Ponda Baba minifigure a real kind of exclusive feel to it, and you can almost guarantee that again, once this LEGO set retires, Ponda Baba will probably go to about £50 in the next few years. Moving on to our second spot now, we have C3PO from the UCS Landspeeder set. Again, another phenomenal minifigure from a fairly expensive LEGO set. And that LEGO set is the UCS Landspeeder. And although I'm personally not a fan of that LEGO set, I think this minifigure is absolutely brilliant. Definitely the best LEGO C3PO we've ever had. It's got amazing printing on the arms, the torso, printing on the legs, both the front and the side. Yes, this is definitely one of the most detailed LEGO Star Wars minifigures to ever be made. And I think if you're a serious LEGO Star Wars collector and you love the Star Wars minifigures, this is definitely a must-have for your collection. And so for that reason, I put him in this list as one of the best LEGO minifigures to invest in this year. Moving on now to our top spot, and definitely one of my favourite minifigures in my actual personal collection, it's Eloy from the Horizon Zero Dawn Tallneck set. And although this maybe won't have the mass appeal as say some of the Star Wars minifigures on this list, this is definitely one of the best LEGO minifigures that I've seen in recent years. You've got fantastic printing on the legs and the torso, and then you've got some phenomenal arm printing, some of the best I've ever seen. And then you've also got an amazing headpiece, highly detailed, with that little gadget that she's got inside her hair. And the reason I put this minifigure on the list is because we're likely never going to get a Horizon Zero Dawn LEGO set ever again. And don't get me wrong, I do think the kind of audience or consumer base that will be looking to buy an Eloy minifigure will be rather niche, but I do think they will pay a premium for such a fantastic minifigure. I mean, look at her price already. It already sits at £30 or $35 or euros. So if this minifigure wasn't popular, there's no way her price would be this high, because the LEGO set that she comes in the UK, you can easily get that LEGO set on offer for about £60. So for that reason, I really do think that once that Tallneck LEGO set does retire, this minifigure is almost certain to go through the roof. But anyway guys, what did you make to this list of 5 minifigures that you need to buy in 2023? Do you think this is a good list? Or are there any other LEGO minifigures that you think should have been on this list? Please let me know down in the comments. And there's just one other thing that I wanted to mention to you all, and that is the fact that very soon I'm going to start doing LEGO set reviews. And if you are say lucky enough to find LEGO sets on your shelves before the release date, please do hit me up if you live in the UK, as I would be more than willing to buy that LEGO set off you and reimburse you for your time in order to review it early. But anyway, that's something down the line that I'd like to start doing, some LEGO set reviews. But don't worry, I'm certainly not going to be giving up my LEGO investing videos. So I look forward to that, and once again, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.